I'm Gavin, and welcome to my corner of the world. I'm so happy to have you back, and if you're new, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here. I had a difficult time sitting down and recording these past few days. I have a trip coming up where I'm going to see my boyfriend and his family for the holidays, so my brain's kind of been scattered everywhere, so I haven't been able to record as efficiently as I want to. Right now, I have a slice of time, and I figured let's talk about some beautiful things that I love in the world to, bring in the new year with a sense of wonder and beauty about the planet we live on and the people on it. Because right now, the world is in a bit of a state, and it's not good to focus on that for too long, just for your own mental health. So, yeah, I wanted to show some beautiful things in the world. First, do you hear that? It's meds. I need to take my meds. And if you have meds to take, you should take yours too. I have a water bottle as well as this little honey. There's tea in here. I had a honey jar that only had like a little bit of honey left in the bottom that was kind of stuck there. So I put some hot water in it, shook it around to make like a little simple mock honey syrup. And then I put some Tazo macaron or macaroon, whichever one is like the little sandwich cookies and not the coconut things, in it. And it's been brewing for, I would say, about 30 minutes, maybe an hour. So we've got tea to enjoy after meds and water to enjoy with meds. Here is a reminder to take care of yourself and be kind to yourself, because it's very important that you do. You only have one body, and as far as we know, depending on what you believe or not, we only have one life, and it's best to take care of it because we deserve a good life. So yeah, meds, water. Meds have been taken. Thank you for taking my meds with me. For the tea, I got a little silly straw. It was for Halloween, so it's got a silly little jack-o'-lantern on it. I tried to take it off because I didn't feel like, oh, I got it. Almost. Haha. Oh, it fits perfectly. Oh, that's delightful. That's some good tea. Holy shit. Hell yeah. I'll leave like a listing to the brand of tea and the particular type of tea it is in the link below. Delicious. Beautiful things. That is the topic of this video. Beautiful things in the world, or things I think that are beautiful in the world. Some of them are like actual things, and some of them are just like concepts of humanity. So I'll start with the actual things first. I love the messiness of nature and like crafts and stuff. I always see like beautiful photos of like, this is gonna sound so strange, but that's good. I like seeing the photos of like dirt on the hands and under the fingernails after gardening, or when you go running barefoot in the forest and you can like see it on your person, or like when I was younger, I used to smell dandelions and the yellow would like rub off on the tip of my nose, or like after you're picking berries and it leaves a stain on your hands. Or another example is like when you're crafting, I love getting paint on my clothes and in my hands. Hell, for the longest time, I would refuse to use a paint palette because I'm wearing shorts and I have big enough surface area on my thighs. I'll just mix the paint on there. and I still do it during the summer. I also just like I love that it looks like the person lived life in like the best way. Because you have people who are clean and who are put together, and it looks not like, there's no shade to those people who look clean and put together and who like looking like that. It looks nice. However, specifically people who are crafting and stuff, or gardening, or have some form of hobby that's very hands-on, I like when you can see it on them, because even if they just like enjoying something, like I said, running around barefoot in the forest, it's like you can tell that they enjoyed life, that they didn't care if they got messy. And that is a beautiful, wonderful thing. Here's some photos. It's just, it's gorgeous. I love it. Continuing on with the gorgeousness of humanity, I have looking like your flesh suit has been lived in. Like, smile lines on the corners of the eyes, or like here, or like stretch marks, or like piercings that are slightly crooked, or anything like that. Just like looking like you lived life, and that perfect polished perfection isn't what you strive for. You like, okay, my mom always has this thing where she dyes her hair all the time and uses a bunch of like skincare stuff to remove her wrinkles, and people go out of their way to like get Botox or like whatever to remove signs that they've lived life. And I, no shade to any of those people who do that. I don't get the point, because this could stem from being a person who didn't think they would make it to 18, but I like that my body is showing signs that I've lived. I like the way that we look like people. We look like art in and of itself. And there's a quote, I don't know where it's from. I remember hearing it on TikTok. I don't know where it's from, but it's, she looked like art, and art wasn't supposed to look nice. It was supposed to make you feel something. And that is kind of like, that's how I see it, like with humans, is like, in societal standards, sure, you may not look absolutely perfect, but you look like art. You look like a life lived, a beautiful one at that. And I don't know, I just think that it's nice. And if you want a visual example, here are some photos. This next one, my boyfriend always jokes that I am some member of the Jackson family when I mention this, but colorful food. I am a firm believer that the brighter the food, the happier you are eating it, because bright colors elicit serotonin in the brain, and I love it so much. Oh my gosh, I love like bright and colorful peppers and vegetables. I love just like, do you know how awesome certain things are? Like food wise? I made, it wasn't this past summer. It was last summer-ish, spring. I made, grape hyacinth lemonade. This shit is fascinating. So when you first like make the grape hyacinth lemonade, before you add the lemon juice, it's like this bluish, purplish gray color, depending on what light you see it in. And then when you add the lemon juice, it turns pink. That's fucking crazy. That's wild, and it's beautiful, and I love it. And There are so many other brilliant, beautiful, colored foods. I just love it. I love it so much. Blue food is one of my favorite types of food. There's the Percy Jackson comment. Um, it's colorful food is beautiful, and it makes me so happy. It makes my brain go crazy, because a lot of the food that we can make that is like naturally colored, it's natural. It comes from the planet. As in like planet Earth, as in the big rock hurling across the frickin' sky that we live on makes colorful food. That's super freaking cool. If anybody is like science, if anybody is science, in the comments, if anybody knows how like colorful foods work, like natural ones, please tell me. I want to know how pigments are made. Give me a whole ass essay. I will link my freaking Tumblr, and you can send me as many paragraphs as you want of colorful food explanations done by science, and I will read it all because it's so freaking wonderful to me. I love it. Here's some photos. Next is hatching, sketching, or scratching liner, or like sketching, hatching, and scratching in artwork. I love when things look drawn, or when they I like when things look like a drawing. Some of my favorite Disney movies came out of the era of I don't know if this is true or not, but like apparently there was a particular era of films where they tried to cut cost on the film by not using ink and instead just using pencil. And apparently Walt Disney hated these films and said that they looked, I don't know if the word was cheap or unfinished, but like they're gorgeous. I love them. It looks so much more alive. Like somebody who really enjoyed what they were doing took their hands and made this gorgeous thing with all of the love they had in their heart for a project. And I love it. I love when things look homemade in a way where it's like, it's not completely polished, and it looks so from the heart, and I love it. Here's some examples of it in my art, and then here are some examples of it in other art that I like. Take a break for a little sippy. Get a sippy of water as well. Let's continue. The topic of said little sippy, fun shaped kitchenware, like cups, bowls, plates, etc. But in fun shapes, like, or just like fun designs. I hate minimalism. I hate minimalism. I love like the nostalgic look of like the early 2000s the Zoo Pals. Do you remember those? They looked like this. Or like when I was younger, I believe it was either Strawberry Shortcake or Sesame Street, like a plate, or like just like fun kitchen utensils. I love all of them. And also, if you ever want to get any of those like fun looking kitchen utensils, but you don't want to shop at Amazon or any of the big bullshit corporations, thrift stores are a thing. I always find them at thrift stores, and we're either like just shopping for clothes or I don't have enough money with me, but like there are three things in reduce, reuse, recycle. We reduce how much we purchase, we reuse things, and we recycle them. This is a prime example of it. I didn't want this to go to waste, and I knew that if I didn't get to it with a little bit of honey in the bottom, that somebody would either throw it in the recycling bin, which is still good, or throw it away. So I reused and recycled. But fun plates, fun shaped plates and cups and bowls and shit. It's amazing. I love them. Except when it comes to utensils, I'm very particular. Not utensils. Yes, utensils. Like forks, knives, spoons, stuff like that. If it's being used for eating and not cooking, because how do I describe the autism forks thing? If you're autistic and you understand what I said by that sentence, then you know what I mean. Because I'm very particular on the forks and the knives and the spoons, because some of them out there are bullshit. I'm looking at you, fucking... My sister sent me this. I don't like this. I like these, though. They're very pretty. Here's some photos explaining what I mean. Children's storybooks, particularly ones from, like, anywhere early 2000s and before, with one exception, and that is the one next to me right now. This is Rumple Buttercup, A Story of Bananas Belonging and Being Yourself by Matthew Gray Gubler. I highly suggest it. His art style is super cute. Here's a look inside. His art style is super cute, and it's just so wonderful. Look at that little guy. He wouldn't hurt a fly. But yeah, I love older children's books, because not only are they the ones that give me nostalgia because I have old parents, but also, like, I grew up with a lot of older siblings, so I inherited a lot of the books that they got when they were growing up, and it's just like I feel such a sense of wonder and happiness about it, because they look so pretty and so beautiful. Like the old version of Strawberry Shortcake, have you seen that? Look at them. It's fucking precious. I just recently got my niece a big book of a bunch of the older Berenstain Bears books that I used to read when I was young. For Christmas, I got her a big collection of them, and my mom got I always called it the If You Give series, but like the If You Give a Mouse a Cookie collection of books that I also grew up reading, and I've stolen it from her a few times just because nostalgia is such a good feeling most of the time. But yeah, so like older children's books are another thing that I think are beautiful, and here are some examples. I feel like I'm gonna get judged for this next one. Carnivorous plants. I remember going down a rabbit hole because I was trying to figure out if I could get like a giant Venus flytrap like the one in Scooby-Doo Ghoul School that what is her name? The headmistress lady. Why am I blanking? Miss Grimwood. In her garden, she has like a very large sentient Venus flytrap that she feeds steak. And I wanted a giant Venus flytrap. So when I was researching how big do Venus flytraps get, I went down an entire rabbit hole of just gorgeous carnivorous plants. My particular favorites are pitcher plants, sundews, and Venus flytraps. But there are lots of different kinds, and they all come in lots of different colors, and they are so like the alien. They're like the most, next to mushrooms, which I'll talk about in a minute, are some of the most like actively alive forms of plant life. I'm probably wrong about this. I need to get more books. But it's like this thing is consciously making the effort to lure in different bugs and eat them. That's crazy. You don't see fucking a sunflower doing that. No. Sunflowers sit there. They stare at the sun. Like all the time. And if the sun's not gone, they droop down. Because they sad. No sun. But then you got a freaking serial killer plant that kills a bunch of flies. I wonder if you planted them around a barn, if they would keep horse flies away. So they don't bite the horsies. Maybe. I'll have to ask. A book or something. Not ChatGPT. Don't do that. I think is beautiful. Kind of coincides with like plants and colorful food. Mushrooms. Mushrooms are super fucking cool and beautiful and wonderful. This one's gonna be just a mini segment, but like one day when I find chicken of the woods, I'm posting that shit and I'm making the best mock chicken tacos ever. I'll even make them on like fry bread. Fry bread, chicken of the woods tacos. Ooh. I have to come back to this video so I remember that idea. But chicken of the woods, my favorite mushroom out there is Lactarius indigo. I don't remember the, like, if there is a longer name to it. I don't remember what it is. But I know them as Lactarius indigo, or I believe they're called royal milk caps as well. Maybe. But essentially, these things bleed blue. When you cut them, they bleed blue, and then the blue goes on your hands. But they bleed blue. Like natural blue pigment. That's so freaking cool and so pretty. Here's a photo. Here's photos of a bunch of mushrooms. I will link some creators down below who like properly talk about how to identify mushrooms, how to cook mushrooms, all of that, the ones that aren't psychedelics. I don't do psychedelic mushrooms. But like, yeah, cool. I will link creators down below, but these are cool. They're cool and they're beautiful and I love them. Now, as the final one of today, I want to talk about humans and the beautiful nature of humanity. This is my boyfriend. He is an absolute sweetheart. And I love him so much, and he is so wonderful. And I will tell him, I'm like, honey, you're perfect. You're perfect to me. And he's like, oh no, I'm not perfect. I still have a lot more growing to do, and I still have a lot of things that I need to unlearn, and just a lot of growing, a lot of time ahead of him before he becomes what he believes is the best version of himself. And I told him, that's the point. I said, that is what makes you beautiful. That is what makes you perfect to me, because you are aware that this is not the best version of yourself that you can be, and you actively strive to become a better version of yourself every day, not just for the people around you, but for yourself as well. And a lot of people, especially some people in our current administration, don't think like that. There are so many people out there who just think that they can just exist how they are, not grow, not change. And it's not good, because if you halt yourself from change, you're halting the natural evolution process of humans. Humans are constantly growing and evolving and changing, taking information from anywhere and everywhere, all at once, all the time. And they are using that to further themselves and be better, even if it's unconsciously. People are constantly striving to be a better version of themselves than there was yesterday, or the day before that, or the month before that, or the year before that, or the decade before that. People are constantly striving to put the best version of themselves forward and learn from everything around them. That is beautiful, because we as humans acknowledge that that's what we need to do for ourselves and for everyone else. And I love that. That is beautiful to me, because people actively make the decision to change and to grow. And it is so wonderful seeing how much people have grown between even a short period of time. Some of my friends, when I first met them, are definitely not the people that I know today. They are better. They are better, and they're even more wonderful people than they were yesterday or last week or last month or when we first interacted. And I think that that is a beautiful thing. So if any of my friends are watching this, just know I love you, and I love how much you've grown for this past few years that we've known each other. And to anybody who is watching this now who is not my friend, I'm proud of you, because you are actively making the decision to stay and to grow, and we need more of that. And just like that, it's getting late. And I have a trip to prep for that I am leaving for in less than 48 hours. And thank you so much for stopping by. It means the absolute world to me. Remember, your existence is beautiful and wonderful and amazing and important, and you deserve it. Leave a comment below on different things that you think are beautiful. You can either expand on anything I said in this video, or you can just leave your own thoughts and opinions in the comments below. I love hearing about it, and I hope to see you again. Thank you so much for stopping into my corner. It means the world to me, and I will see you in the next video.